Earlier today, the Stars women's team got a 79-59 win over TWU. And we're here now with Coach Bo Overton. And, Coach, a big first quarter, 19-3 in the first quarter. And TWU does not make a field goal until about halfway through the second quarter. So talk about your thoughts on the game today. Good defense to start the game.
I really thought it was. And that was kind of one of the goals today was, not only get off to a good start, but, our first game with them at their place, it was a close game at halftime. And so we knew that we had to get off to a good start defensively. Keep attacking on offense, and get to halftime playing well.
Obviously, you're going to be without Brooke for the rest of the season. How does that adjust kind of the rotations that you use? Usually, you have a big on the floor at all times. Maybe not so much anymore.
Well, I was telling Megan these last two games. It almost feels like Brooke's trouble. Like she's sitting right next to me, and then it's like Brooke's here, but it's so we're kind of thinking. Brooks in foul trouble. Lexus comes in. We'll get more minutes. I like how Joe has looked the last two games. I think she's someone we can throw the ball to and get a basket every now and then. But I just think that the other players, too, have to raise their level a little bit. Daniela has really looked good the last week or so and just has a little spring to her step and looks quicker, has a lot of bounce, making shots. So, I think Shyla's picking up her game. Really, everybody. I thought Peyton Taylor was great today in the first half, and we're going to need everybody here as we, get into tournament play.
Now, maybe it's a little bit more magnified against TWU because they really don't play a post player at all. But you're able to throw some length on the perimeter. Also, you had more height on the perimeter than TWU had on its entire team. So that was a little bit of an advantage today because you were able to get some size on them still even without Brooke.
Well, they have a really good shooter. They have a really good shooter that plays post for them. So she can stretch out. And I thought the way Lex and Taylor are athletic and long. And with that combination, we can do a little more things on defense. But, the thing about Brooke is that you always had that basket protected. And you always had, 4 or 5 easy baskets a game. Yeah. So you take that away from us, and we've really got to do some adjustment.
Not only 25 points for Daniela Galindo today, but 9 rebounds. All of them are on the defensive end. And it just seems like Daniela's been there before, where she just doesn't quite get the double-double before her day's done. But Good work by Daniela and also by Nishyla Hammonds on the glass today. Nishyla had 8.
Yeah. Walk into this locker room today, and that was the number one thing I talked about. This team, Texas Wesleyan really rebounds well. They shoot a lot of long threes, which makes long rebounds. And I just challenged our guards that you guys have got to be active and rebound this ball, especially as we get into Tuesday and hopefully as we get into to Arkansas on Friday.
Able to play some players that maybe don't get as many minutes. You talked about Joanna Beathard getting more minutes recently, but also Claire Gower got to get some work in today.
Yeah.
You get those girls in, but you also get some rest for your other players as you head into postseason play, and that's been the case the last 2 games because it was a game that was out of reach at Sagu in the second half as well.
Right.
So that's pretty important to get that rest in, get the bench players in, get some minutes.
I thought it was important that in these 2 games that we get them off the floor. And then at the same time, though, our other guys have to execute. And we talk about that all the time. When it's your turn, you got to come in and act real hard to win. And as I told the team, this is another, we've got to share the SAC championship. And not a lot of people can say that. And so I'm really now in the first round of the tournament. Bacone, we escaped with our lives our first time up there. So we know what they're doing. They're really active, looking to steal, get easy baskets that way. And we're going to have to protect the ball and be strong with the ball. And this is another one of those games where we have to be good rebounding. So we're looking forward to the tournament and looking forward to Tuesday. And we know Bacone, very solid team. Always plays us good, always plays us hard, and we're going to have to be ready to go.
3 seniors on your team, all 3 2-year players. But to me, the special thing about these 3 seniors is they're all Oklahoma kids.
Yep.
Every one of them is an Oklahoma kid. And it's been a long time since we've been able to say that about a class of kids. What can you tell me about these 3 seniors?
Well, very special group. When you win a national championship, and you come back and you have a chance to win another one, which we have, it just shows you how good and how talented they are. The biggest thing, though, is how hard they work. These were not players that were, highly regarded out of high school and all this stuff. These are players that love to play the game. They put their work in, and just feel very lucky as a coach that we were able to coach them, and just proud of what that hard work for them has come to, because Daniela Galindo is as good as any player that's ever played here. She will probably finish with more points than Daniela Wallen. She will be her second time as an All-American, NAIA All-American. So, there's not very many players that have gone through this program that have gotten more awards than her. And it just shows you kind of the special player she is, works extremely hard in the classroom, and just same thing with Brooks, same thing with Alexis. Alexis has been the sixth man on our team for 2 years. The stuff that she's had to sacrifice as a teammate. But at the same time, we have to have her. It's even though she never started that much, she still played 20, 25 minutes a game. So it just was a matter. She didn't start those first 5 minutes. So it was just a great combination with her and Brooke. You had two kind of different post players that you could put on the floor, use 10 fouls with them. Just very lucky that we were able to have these three.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. We'll see you on Tuesday for the opening game of the conference tournament against Bacone. 79-59 the final score.